hired to do biometric screenings? Figment? Who's
Verve.
Verve?
Verve.
Oh, you did Verve.
Uh-huh.
Verve, okay.
That's through the trust.
Do you know who Figment is?
That has something to do with HR, I think.
Okay.
Maybe it's where we're sending some people for some of their drug screen stuff since we
Yeah.
had a little.
Snafu,
Rock.
Rock.
Is that right? Rockwell?
Provide very good service.
Okay.
There's a couple new places in town doing that I've never heard of before. Trash removal.
So far.
Thought we might not even get that.
Yeah. I know.
Really?
Maybe it's something you and I could do, Norm.
Yeah.
All right, it's turned off today.
Saw that last night, I was watching Monday Night Football and wow.
Who was playing last night?
It was two teams I didn't really care about, so it was Seattle Seahawks and
The Washington team.
Washington, yeah.
Washington.
Team, yeah.
Who ended up winning that?
Oh, I don't stay up that late, I usually go to sleep.
Well, I've never been a Pete Carroll fan, so.
Yeah, they're back from the USC days, right?
Exactly.
He's not? No bidders. Really? Okay, no bidders.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Dan.
Maybe that could be a Board of Works project.
Yeah, really? How about the community corrections?
Let's all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. The first thing we have are the approval of the minutes from last week, and Chair, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So
moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or changes in the minutes? Corrections? Anybody? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We have a bid opening, but we have no bids to open, correct, Mindy? Okay, so we'll move on to new business, Fire Department, Perry Township.
Morning, Chief Richard Doyle, Lafayette Fire Department. Before you have a contract with Perry Township. We are going to be partnering with them for a portion of their township, really out by Meyer, the 550. If you go from about Mccarty north on 550 to the last house is 750 north, 550 east. So that's the all that area is hydrated. We already have water out to that area, and I was invited somebody from Perry Township, but they're not here today. But they've been communicating with us for a while to get this done, so we came up with an agreement to take care of that area for fire and EMS services, and we'll also do our fire prevention. We'll take care of, there's a school, two churches out in that area, library. We'll take those also.
Let's go ahead and get this, we'll have questions for this. Let's go ahead and get this agreement between, interlocal agreement between the City of Lafayette and Perry Township. Moved, seconded?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions?
There's a large chunk that's carved out of the middle of it. Does that belong to another township, or is it, have they exempted
Perry
themselves?
Township's unique that it doesn't have its own fire department, and historically, it has partnered with Sheffield Township and Washington Township, or Buck Creek, to cover this whole area. So when they came to us, they wanted to really, for us to take a little bit more property than what we agreed. So if you look at the map, obviously we already cover 500. So that's some of the north part of this map is Fairfield Township unincorporated that we already cover. So, and then if you go out 26, that's kind of where you see it. They wanted us to take what they refer to as the Mccarty Loop. So we'll go Mccarty all the way around to 26 and come back. Everything that's on the south side of 26 that has access into that is non-hydrated area. So I chose not to take that area. So Sheffield will continue to go ahead and serve that. And we also have, obviously have mutual aid agreements with Sheffield and Washington Township. And the way CAD works today, we can specifically identify even a house if we wanted to and say, we want this response, because one of the areas in Dunbar Highlands is hydrated, but Dunbar Estates, if you keep going down that road, that's not. They've chose not to get water service. So that's an area we're going to take that does not have hydrants. So on our CAD response, we can designate those addresses so that our tanker will automatically go on that, and then we can dispatch the volunteer fire departments to back us up when those calls come in. So that's kind of the way we'll handle that. I just chose not to take pieces of that area just because they're predominantly not hydrated, and those departments are already covering them as of right now.
Okay, thank you.
So we've never had an agreement with Perry before.
No.
We have one that I know of with Fairfield.
Fairfield, yep. Yeah, historically, we've had one with unincorporated Fairfield Township for a number of years. It's very similar, used the same kind of format to draw this contract up.
So the part at 65, well, I guess to the east of the northern part of this boundary that you're showing here.
That's already the
That's already
cities.
covered in our,
Yes, that's the city. We that little cutout there at the bottom of the map,
yeah,
we annexed that
yeah.
4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah, so we've already got that. That's in our response
Gotcha.
area already.
I'm talking about the northern part of this,
Oh, okay.
the northern parts of those sections to the west,
Okay, that's unincorporated Fairfield Township.
and that's covered by us.
We already do
We're already
it.
covering that right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We picked up a little bit more of the interstate just because of this. The interstate's really kind of chopped in that area. Sheffield handles everything from I think 160-mile marker, basically the county south on 65, and then they come up. Well, they actually go north of 38 to, I think, the 172-mile marker, and that gets really kind of confusing for especially dispatchers. So with this, we picked up a little bit more, maybe a quarter mile or so of the interstate, which is somewhat irrelevant because we already go down that way and we cover most of that anyway. So it really makes it a little bit more, makes more sense now that you look at the map, especially for our dispatchers, where it's going to be.
Do you have much, I'm sure you do, so this is maybe a rhetorical question, but do you have how much training do you do with Sheffield, and you say Washington Township?
Or Buck Creek, yeah.
Buck Creek. How much training do you guys do mutual training together so when you show up on a site, you're ready to go and you know who's in charge? If you're supporting them?
Not a lot. We offer our training center is offered to them
Right.
Quite a bit. We've done in the unincorporated Fairfield Township, we've done tanker training with Washington Township and Sheffield Township. We've done that, but
Okay.
we work with them a lot. It's very difficult for the volunteer fire department, especially during the day, during the week,
Sure, to
to
do
get
training.
people to respond, and especially in these two districts, they really struggle to get people out during the day, during the week. So we are their second call. So if the way dispatch works for the county, they tone Sheffield out or they tone Washington Township. They wait 2 minutes, and if nobody gets on the radio and says, "Hey, I'm going," they do that again. So they tone it out again and wait 2 minutes. Then they call the next closest, so that's us. I've actually instructed, because if you drive down Veterans Memorial Parkway and you make the turn by our training center and you're going towards Meyer, you would think everything on the right is ours anyway. It's not. It's Sheffield. It's just everything on the left, if you're going towards 26, is ours. So Saddlebrook and all that, Brookfield. I would imagine if you asked everybody in those, they may even think we cover them because they can see our station from their backyard.
Right.
So I've actually instructed our people, if they're monitoring that are in Station 9 there at the training center, if you're monitoring county radio and/or if you see smoke on the horizon, go.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and go. And and then they radio them, hey, we're en route, we see it, blah, blah, blah. And we've done that. And we've fought several significant fires in that, especially that Saddlebrook area, with nobody responding. Or very late responding into that. So this really makes.
Tell them how many calls you actually ran
Okay.
there last year.
In that whole area, we probably make a dozen calls in there for Sheffield. They probably on average, that whole area, or it's less than 200 calls, majority of those medical. But yeah, so periodically we're making runs into there by ourselves anyway, so it makes sense for us to take it.
So I would anticipate your EMT calls or your medical calls will go up dramatically there in that area.
I mean, on the Sheffield, I mean, obviously we communicated with them to see how many runs they're making into this area. It's less than a couple
so you know
hundred.
that.
9 has historically been one of our slower stations. I mean, we built Station 9, and that property was where our training station was really just annexed in the last. So we lived in that area outside the city limits for
Right.
most of its history up until this date. It was very slow. We didn't even cover Subaru when we went out there with that station. So we've picked up Subaru, we've picked up some, so it's getting busier with the growth. And that's what we anticipated when we pushed that out there, that it would be extremely slow, but the growth would come to that station. And we're starting to see that with our industrial growth out there and things like that. So that station's numbers are very, low, so they won't have a problem taking the numbers here.
Okay.
And obviously, if, a couple years into this, if it becomes a problem, we can just not renew our contract.
Sure. Well, these people need service.
Yeah.
It's okay. And the response time, I wonder how much better, the response time is going to be incredibly
Oh, yeah.
much better.
Sure.
Because of where they were coming from
Yeah.
and where we're coming from.
Yeah. And they can benefit from our ISO rating also, this area,
Yeah, good.
with this contract.
Okay. Questions? Other questions?
So this is unrestricted, right?
Pardon me?
The funds that they pay
Yes.
us are unrestricted?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Do the township folks out of the city, do they pay any sort of tax or assessment for fire protection for volunteer fire departments?
Yes, they do.
Will,
Yeah.
will that change for them?
Well, they're still going to basically pay the same. We're just going to get that funding because we're servicing it.
I see.
They already pay for the water service.
Right.
So, basically the hydrant fee is in their utility billing
Okay.
already. So that's already taken care of.
So is this fee that we're receiving from them, basically that revenue the Perry's getting, they're going to move over to us? Is that
Yeah,
basically what?
Perry
that's coming
Township requested from the state additional funding to do this. So that's how they're taking care of it. They still have to pay Sheffield and Washington to cover the rest of the township. So
Which
now
is most of it.
now they're paying basically 3 departments to cover that area.
Yeah, okay.
I think they just had I know these areas have looked at being annexed, but we're not going to do that. So this is, great option for them.
from? This effective 1/1?
They have county law enforcement would serve this area, not the city.
Any other questions? Effective 1/1/22, right?
Yep.
Okay. Have a motion, a second, to approve this agreement with City of Lafayette and Perry Township for fire protection and medical services. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. All righty, Lafayette Housing Authority. Several items here.
Good morning. Yeah, I'll try to go through them quickly. I'm Ashley Adams, the project manager with the Lafayette Housing Authority. I'm here to request the releases of mortgages and covenants for deed restrictions for several projects. The homeowners have all satisfied their respective occupancy timeframes and the periods of affordability have expired. So the first one on the agenda is the mortgage release for 204 DeHart in West Lafayette.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve this release of mortgage.
Second.
Moved and seconded. I'm not going to, and if you have any questions, you can ask, okay? I'm not going to ask if you have any questions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
The next is a mortgage release for 2012 North 17th Street.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve this mortgage release.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Then we have the same address deed restriction release, so 2012 North 17th Street.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve this release of deed restrictions.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Next is a mortgage release for 2020 North 17th Street.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the release of mortgage on that property.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And then a deed restriction release for the same address, 2020 North 17th Street.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the deed release for that property.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, and then we have the mortgage release for 2120 North 20th Street.
Chair, entertain a motion to release that mortgage.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, and then the deed restriction release as well for 2120 North 20th Street.
Let's release the deed there too, please.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, and we have a mortgage release for 2378 North 24th Street.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve that mortgage release.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, we have a deed restriction release for that same address, 2378 North 24th Street.
Chair, entertain a motion to release the deed in that property.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those
Got
in
there.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, and last address is mortgage release for 1700 Wilson.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the mortgage release on that property.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And lastly, the deed restriction release for 1700 Wilson.
Chair, entertain a motion to release the deed restrictions on that property also. Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Purchasing.
Good morning, Dave Payne, Purchasing Manager. You have before you my recommendation for renewing the contract with Brightview Landscapes LLC for calendar year 2022. They'll be doing it for the same price as 2020 and 2021. And they do a great job. I think it shows as you walk around the downtown and other areas of town. So I would recommend this agreement for your approval.
Thanks, Dave. Chair, entertain a motion to renew this contract with Brightview Landscapes.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Next, the Waterworks Department has a Frigidaire 12.9 cubic foot chest freezer that's going to be listed on Gov Deals, assuming you approve it as surplus.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve this declaration of surplus property.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Lafayette Renew has an item to be declared surplus. It's an IDEX Quanti-Tray sealer. It's no longer covered by warranty and no longer supported, and so they're going to trade it in on a new one.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve that declaration of surplus property for Lafayette Renew.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And lastly, there's a list of surplus iPhones that I'd ask you to declare surplus so that I can sell them.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve this declaration of surplus property for the Lafayette Police
So
Department.
moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Claims.
Pardon me.
Good morning, Jeremy Deal, Controller. Controller's Office has reviewed claims totaling $2,635,967.75, and request the board's approval.
Thanks, Jeremy. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Questions? Further questions on claims? Jeremy, whether everybody's looking on page 15, the 9th and Cassuth and Central and 18th drainage improvement, VS Engineering. Is that all paid for now? Is that all done? That rebuild, those rebuilds?
Ninth and Cassuth is definitely,
It's done. It looks,
Work is complete.
for them, this is VS Engineering. Is there work, engineering work? No? Okay.
I'll get back to you on that, Gary.
Okay,
Just make sure that this is the last invoice.
the 9th and Cassuth, it looks really, really good.
it turned out real well.
Yeah.
I thought that was a major traffic bottleneck, and I think everybody handled that really well, as far as I know. So that was good. Good. Any other questions on claims? Hearing none. Hearing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Mayor, anything today? Anybody have any announcements or thing they want to make for the board? If not, meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everybody.